Alright, hello everyone. So I've gotten permission to make a a presentation about Puyo Puyo. Um, I tried filming this like 3 times yesterday, and every time something went wrong, but hopefully today nothing will go wrong other than the background audio, which is my parents making random jokes. But anyways, my really epic Puyo Puyo presentation, I got a 3-chain, get the camera on. Wow, what a great animation. What is Puyo? Now you see this green little blob, that is a Puyo. They come in green, blue, red, yellow, and purple. And that's what you're gonna be playing the game with, is them. Puyo Puyo is a series of puzzle games first made by Compile, who have went bankrupt a long time ago. But it was eventually acquired by Sega and Sonic Team. The characters on Puyo Puyo originally came from an RPG called Monogatari. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm very sorry. However, it is too dark for me to talk about. Cry, I hope you like that art. Basic synopsis. This is a very compressed and stretched out version of the Purple Puyo. Puyo Puyo games usually revolve around the same formula, and I'm going to be talking about characters who you will be seeing in a second. Number 1, the Dark Prince causes some trouble for what is widely deemed a stupid reason. Once again, you're going to see him in a second. Number 2, Akolo wants to have fun, so he causes trouble. You're also going to see him in a second. This is Dark Prince. This is Akolo. Gameplay. Showcase of chaining in Puyo Puyo and Garbage Puyo. If garbage reaches past the X, you lose, sort of like Tetris. As you can see on the left, that is a 2-chain. And if you look on the right now, that is a 3-chain. There. Showcase of a player not setting off any chains. If you are a beginner of the series, this is probably how you will play. They are setting up chains, but they did not set off any chains. Popping one Puyo is not a chain. Games and characters. This is the yellow Puyo. These are the 3 main characters of Puyo Puyo. This is Arl from the original Mado, I still don't know how to pronounce it, Monogatari series, which is why I put 1990, even though the first Puyo Puyo game was technically from 1991. This is Amity. She's from like the second era of Puyo Puyo games, which are the Fever games, and she has the same birthday as me. Anyways, this is Ringo. Her name means apple. Her first name means apple in Japanese, and she's kind of from the third era of games, the Puyo Puyo 7. I don't really know what to call it. It's just kind of the current era of Puyo Puyo games, and also the main character of the last main series Puyo Puyo game, Puyo Puyo 7, and we will be talking about that in a second. My personal favorite characters. Note, I have to move my recorder for this to read this. Note, the reason why I'm putting in my favorites beside the main characters is because of the amount of Puyo Puyo characters there are. We'd be here for hours, so I went in depth on every Puyo Puyo character, and plus some of them just don't have a lot of information on them. This one's I'm throwing that one up. So this is Shezo. I can't put a picture of him because he has barely any photos that do not have his magical sword, which has shadow powers. I think it's like dark magic, right? Wait. Let's say I'm gonna go drink my water, but my water's right over there. You will see a photo of him later on when we get to the Puyo Puyo quest portion, which once again is later on. This is Lemris. He likes candy, and that powers his magical power. That he's holding a cane, not anything else. This is Maguro, whose first name means tuna in Japanese. He has his toy called a kendama, which is what the mallet and the red Puyo is. Typically red Puyo don't look like that. They look angrier. Games. As of May 3rd, 2020, there are around 38 Puyo Puyo games, not including the disc station games. There are a lot of disc station games, and some of them are Monogatari games, and it's kind of hard to distinguish which ones are Puyo Puyo games and which ones are not. 10 of these games have been localized, not counting unofficial localizations, and 4 of these games localized were brought over with different IPs. You're going to see here Puyo Puyo localizations not under the Puyo Puyo name. As there aren't many of these, I'm going to be going over them relatively quickly. Number 1, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, a port of Puyo Puyo 1992, using characters from the 1993 cartoon adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Number 2, Kirby's Avalanche, also known as Kirby's Ghost Trap in Europe, another Puyo Puyo 1992 port, although unlike Mean Bean Machine, Kirby's Avalanche was only released in Europe and North America. This game uses characters from the Kirby series of video games, which is a Nintendo and HAL series, so it's not a Sega game. Unlike Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine and Sonic, which is a Sega game, as you saw by Sonic Team. Number 3, Quirks. This is another Puyo Puyo 1992 port. Unlike Mean Bean Machine and Kirby's Avalanche, this game uses completely original characters. Also, unlike Mean Bean Machine and Kirby's Avalanche, this game was released in Japan and North America, but not Europe. Number 4, Cranky Food Friends. This was a localization of Puyo Puyo Quest, a Japanese mobile game which we will talk about later. The game struck controversy after it was found out to be a complete retexture of the original game. The game was shut down very quickly. By the way, everything was retextured with like generic foodstuffs, as the website got all this information says. I'll be getting to that in a minute. And the Puyos were also not Puyos. They were also generic food things. So yeah. Puyo Puyo localizations under the Puyo Puyo name. I'll be going over some of the more well-known localizations, since going over all of them would take a while. Number 1, Puyo Puyo Tetris. This game was, as the title suggests, a collaboration with Tetris. It was released for the 3DS, Wii U, PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PlayStation 3 in Japan on February 6, 2014. In 2017, the PlayStation 4 version was released in North America, Europe, Taiwan, and South Korea. A Nintendo Switch version was released in the same year in North America, Europe, Taiwan, South Korea, and Japan. In 2018, a PC version was released for the Steam client, which was released worldwide. This game actually, a fun fact, was not available digitally on like anything, at least in like the US. It wasn't able to be released digitally, only physically, till February of 2019 because of a licensing issue, if I remember correctly. Number 2, Puyo Puyo Champions. Originally released in Japan, Taiwan, and South Korea as Puyo Puyo Esports on October 25th, 2018. Puyo Puyo Champions is the English port of the game, released on May 7th, 2019 in North America and Europe. Number 3, Sega Ages Puyo Puyo and Sega Ages Puyo Puyo 2. These games were released originally in 1992 as Puyo Puyo and 1994 as Puyo Puyo Su. In 2019, Sega Ages Puyo Puyo was released in Japan, North America, and Europe on the Nintendo Switch eShop. It was followed by Sega Ages Puyo Puyo 2 in 2020, released in Japan and North America. This one, I actually wasn't sure to count, this fourth one. I didn't know if I could count it, and you're going to see why. Number 4, Super Puyo Puyo 2. Super Puyo Puyo 2 is a strange case. It's another port of Puyo Puyo Su, released for the Nintendo Switch on my SNES as one of the first games in North America, Japan, and Europe on September 5th, 2019. What I meant by that, by the way, is that it was one of the first games announced for the lineup, which came out on September 5th. What's odd is all of this game was released outside Japan. It stays in Japanese no matter what language your Nintendo Switch is. I learned it the hard way, so you have all night waiting for this, and I was very disappointed because I could not read what anything said. Main series Puyo Puyo games. There are 8 main series Puyo Puyo games. The first being Puyo Puyo 1991, and the last being Puyo Puyo 7 in 2009, seeing as discussing 8 games, which in total with all their cutscenes does add up to over an hour long. I'll be discussing 3 from 3 different eras. Number 1, Puyo Puyo 1992. Puyo Puyo 1992 actually has 2 different plots depending on which country you're playing in, meaning the Japanese version and the English version have 2 different plots. I will briefly talk about both. In the original Japanese version, Arl learns a new spell which allows her to pop Puyo. She wants to defeat Dark Prince with this power, but first must defeat 12 opponents. In the English version, Arl, who is named Sylvana, fun fact, that's the only time she ever has this name in the series, as far as I know, is attempting to protect her home from the Black Kingdom. Number 2, Puyo Puyo Fever, also known as Puyo Pop Fever in North America and Europe. In this game, Miss Accord, the teacher character from the Fever era of Puyo Puyo games and Puyo Puyo games in general, loses her magic cane in the first story, Amity's story. Amity goes on an adventure to find the cane. In the more difficult version of the story, you play as a character named Rafine, or Rafina as she was later renamed, as of the English version of Puyo Puyo Tetris. It is the same story, although which character you play as does determine who finds the cane. Although if at the end of the game you play as Rafine, it is revealed Miss Accord never actually lost her cane, and that her and her puppet cat Boy are hiding a secret. However, Rafine is knocked unconscious by Miss Accord before she can reveal it. She, however, does regain consciousness, and all her fellow classmates congratulate her. I will continue reading off plots on the next page. Woo! Let's go! Main series Puyo Puyo games continued. Puyo Puyo 7. Puyo Puyo 7 is currently the last Puyo Puyo game published 11 years ago. Puyo Puyo 7 is about Ringo, whose world is being flooded by Puyos. She ends up meeting Arl, who teaches her how to play Puyo. Puyo Puyo. Ringo finds out that the key to stopping all of this is Amity, so she goes to find her. However, Amity has lost her memories and needs to be Puyo battled to regain them. To stop the Puyo and have everyone teleported to their rightful dimensions, Ringo and Co must travel to the 7 wonders of the world and defeat the Puyo players there, because this is technically the 8th Puyo game if you count the first Puyo Puyo game, so I guess that's why they call it Puyo Puyo 7. Anyways, 90s Puyo era characters, Fever era characters, and Puyo Puyo 7 characters live in different dimensions. These Puyo players state that Arl had led them there. Later, it is revealed that Arl is actually possessed by Akolo. This form of Arl is known as Dark Arl. Later, Akolo reveals that he did everything for fun. However, Akolo becomes peeved and declares he's going to destroy every universe. You must defeat Akolo as Ringo teamed up with Amity and Arl. Once defeated, you see the epilogue where Ringo reminisces about how short-lived everything was and the experience. Thank you for not breaking recorder. That part always breaks. Woo! Look at that! Puyo Puyo Quest. As all other Puyo Puyo mobile games are either defunct, lost media, or devoid of info, excluding a port of Puyo Puyo Fear for mobile that includes the first level of the game. I played that port. It's pretty cool. I will be talking about Puyo Puyo Quest in this segment. While this game is technically Japan exclusive, anyone outside of Japan can download it using an app called QApp. That's how I got it. The next screenshots I've taken myself. This is the menu. I'm sorry, it's like really badly JPEG. It's really crusty looking, but this is like the best way I can get it. This is the start menu. Puyo Puyo Quest's gift menu. The orange is yellow button lets you take all the gifts at once, while the red button deletes all the gifts. There you go. There's the gifts. The gacha page. Gachaing allows you to get more characters varying from 1 star to 7 stars. Heart is there to censor a sphere because I know I'll get in trouble if I don't censor it. Me using the daily free gacha. Normally, gachaing requires a certain amount of currency, but every day at 3 o'clock p.m. EST, which is about 4 o'clock a.m. in Japan, the game goes into a new day and allows you to redeem one of these. In a few minutes, I will be going on the app to redeem one of them. Gameplay of Puyo Puyo Quest. This is a bit of a long GIF, but it is crusty too. It's kind of grainy. And this is kind of the best way I could get it. So as you can see, this is the gameplay of Puyo Puyo Quest. It's a pretty fun game. Puyo Puyo Quest also has a lot of alternate costumes of characters. Here are some of my favorites. Look at that zoom. This is 7-star Trap Maguro / 7-star Broken Out Maguro. I don't want to explain why I have to put a slash there. This is 7-star Street Maguro. I have the 6-star one. The 6 stars and 7 stars and 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, and 1 star do look different. And this is 5-star Kuromi Shizo. In the 6-star, he has a Kuromi plushie from Hello Kitty. It's pretty cute, and he's holding a little staff thing there. I want to clarify that so I don't get in trouble. No, wait, what? This is my closing note. Almost all of this info came from Puyo Nexus. It's a great Puyo fan site with a wiki, forum, and even a chain simulator. They are my go-to Puyo site, so I'd recommend them for any Puyo info. Puyo games, although rated E10+, aren't very PG, sometimes PG-13 at most, in my opinion, at least. Puyo Puyo Tetris is rated E, and there's some stuff in there where like, whoa, how'd that get through? Nothing too bad, though. The yellow bunny's name is Carbuncle. If you want to look him up, please search Carbuncle from Puyo Puyo or something along those lines, because looking up just Carbuncle will give you photos of the forms of bump/pimple named Carbuncle, either that or Carbuncle from Final Fantasy. And that is the end of my presentation. I'm glad my recorder decided to work today, So, yeah, thank you for taking the time to sit down and do his presentation. I'm pretty sure these are going up. We're doing this on Tuesday, and if so, hey, my birthday. That's my birthday is tomorrow. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for your time. Goodbye. Or not, because I'm trying to present this into a Zoom call.